Just a few facts on Tourette syndrome that you may not have already known. Tourette syndrome was named after someone with a gnarly long name. Georges Albert Edouard Brutus Gilles de la Tourette. And he actually wasn't the one who had the idea that Tourette syndrome was its own disorder, that it was a real thing and that should be investigated. He was actually the student of the physician who assigned him to the research. And his name was Jean-Martin Charcot. But the first mentions in writing of Tourette syndrome that were found were from a book named Witch's Hammer. And it was of a account of a priest from the 15th century that was believed to have been possessed by the devil. In 1825, Jean-Marc Gaspard Itard was the one who made the first account of someone with Tourette syndrome, of a woman of nobility, actually. Initially, Tourette syndrome is often confused with other conditions like allergies, asthma, or vision problems, and oftentimes specialists in those fields are actually the ones who are first encountering people with Tourette syndrome. Before the year 2000, in order for Tourette syndrome to be able to be diagnosed, the person had to have distress or impairment from the condition, but they found in the DSM from 2000 that you really don't have to have stress or impairment, because you can have all the other symptoms and just not be distressed or impaired from it. You can have milder symptoms and it just doesn't affect your daily life. So in 2000, that was added to the DSM. The concept that Tourette syndrome might have had an organic component and wasn't actually psychogenic, which would mean caused by the mind, was raised in the early 19th century. Actually, when there was an epidemic of encephalitis, because after that people commonly ended up having tics. So, and it was caused by something physical. Okay, I think there's a physical component here. In 1972, it was firmly believed that there was actually, Tourette syndrome was a rare disorder and that there was really only 100 cases in the entire United States. But it was now discovered that it's not that uncommon, and it's more like 1% of the population actually has Tourette syndrome. Not everyone with Tourette syndrome will grow out of it. A lot of people do, but half the people who actually think that they grew out of it have been found to actually still have tics, but just not realize it when they were under observance. Although there are those who grew out of it, there are those who stay the same, and those who actually get worse in adulthood.